Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Awashai Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now so more than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And the video that I'm about to profile is a video that was put up early, a live show that was done by our beloved elder apostle of Ramlab. And I was tuning in to listen, and you know, the spirit works because within the men of the Great Millstone, because we are one body, and the subject matters, the main subject matters, you know, meaning, you know, the color and physical aesthetics of the Israelites and of Esau, Edom, was part of the subject matters that he was speaking about. And I was about to do a video on the same thing, addressing Vocab Malone and how he ignores biblical facts while he's steady accusing us of other stuff, of racism, etc., etc. And, you know, and lo and behold, the apostle, you know, the elder apostle was going in on the same subject matter, and he got to the definition of wool. I started talking about it, and I actually posted the definition of wool that's within the Winston Simplified Dictionary Encyclopedia Edition 1931. I believe mine is 33 or 31. Let me see. And then I was going back looking at the video after it was finished, and looking at the comments, and I had 3 comments up there, and the 2 with the definitions were gone. They were just gone. And I was like, wow. And then when I tried to put in the video by title, by the name, and the name of the video is E Knows the Deal. You can see it at the bottom of the screen, on the bottom left-hand side corner. It says E Knows the Deal but won't admit it. And I put in that title word for word, you know, quotation mark for quotation mark, and it would not come up. I actually had to go and put in GMS info doc channel 12 and then go to it that way. You know, it just wouldn't come up by title alone. It just would not do it. It gave me all kinds of videos, but it would not give it to me. So the fact that they deleted my definitions, and then I couldn't just pull up the video by name, it's clear and apparent that there is an algorithm that is set against the truth, that is set against the men of the Great Millstone. All right, and I'm truly sure that they use that on certain brothers, elder brothers, and even more so than other Israelite camps and things of that nature. I know that they're doing it, you know. But all that aside, I'm just going to go directly to 2 scriptures that the apostle read, and because I was going to go in on this subject anyway. So I'm going to start with Daniel 7, the 7th chapter, and the 9th verse. All right? And it reads, "And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and his hair of his head was the pure wool. His throne was the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels a burning fire." So when it described his hair, it described the texture of his hair, and described it as being like woolly hair, the pure wool. All right, the pure wool. And the people who have a woolly type hair are completely negroid type people, according to Esau's definition of negroid. And I had an old definition that I had for years, you know, going all the way back to 2007, 2008 maybe. I had that definition printed out and I had it taped into my Bible, and it gave you the meaning of wool from the 1600s. Webster's College Dictionary, and then it gave you examples of how it was used. All right, and I actually got it from a Harvard graduate, because this particular dictionary, you can't get to it on the internet unless you are an Ivy League graduate. And I had a client who was an actual Harvard graduate who gave me access to it, so she would always give me these definitions, and wool was one of them, and they were definitions that I would use to prove the aesthetics, the physical appearance of the Israelites and what these words mean in the Bible, because E was always trying to, he was using Newspeak, but wool was one of them. All right, and it gave you sentences, and it gave you newspaper printings from the 16, 17, 1800s, different writings and things of that nature, and it always associated woolly hair with slaves or Negro people. All right, it even talked about chest hair and beard hair and the hair of their head. It talked about a man who had a bald spot. It clearly said the top of his hair was missing or receding, but his hair was white like the wool, like the sheep's wool. All right, and it was always referring to Negroes. So the word wool, the definition of it was always referring to the Negroid type of people. Always. All right, let me close this door. Dogs are barking. Let's lock you. Must be somebody outside. All right. So let's grab the next scripture before I read the definition of wool, because this isn't going to be a long lesson, but a very straight to the point, lesson. So now within the same book of Daniel, we're going to go to the 10th chapter and the 5th verse. All right, so let's go to Daniel 10 and 5. And I'm going to read 10, 5, and 6. All right, and it reads, Daniel 10 and 5, it says, "Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with the fine gold of Uphaz. His body was also like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and feet like in color to the polished brass." And guess what I have in front of me? I have a brass cup, not a brass cup, but a copper cup, which is similar to the color of brass. All right, see how brown it is. And that's, as a matter of fact, you brothers, that's the new swag. You brothers got to get you a copper cup to sip your tea and your beverages from. Your preferred drink or whatever from copper. There's a lot of physical benefits, healthy benefits that come from drinking from copper. Just thought I'd add it in there just to share with Yasharallah. But here's also a copper water bottle. All right, copper, which is the same color in appearance as let me see if I can turn the light on, as brass. All right, see how brown that and also you have that ruddy brown color. All right, so let me get back to the scripture. So it says his feet, his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. All right, so we got two scriptures that describe, one described the hair being like the wool, and the other described his skin being like the polished brass. All right, which means burnished, so it'll look more like the dark grip in the middle. That's the rubber grip on it. All right, it was closer to that color, but nevertheless, it was a dark brown in color, and he had woolly type hair and texture. And let's go and let's read through the camera lens the definition of wool. All right, since they want to go and remove comments, we're going to read the definition of wool within this dictionary, this 1931 Winston Simplified Dictionary, Encyclopedic Edition. So let's focus. All right, there it is. All right, it says, and it's got it highlighted. You know, you can read the whole thing, pause it. Matter of fact, I would say, especially if you're new to it, pause it, take a picture of the screen, keep it in your phone so you can use it to edify and correct the lies. All right, but it says, wool, the fine, often curly hair that covers the domesticated sheep. That's why, and if you get down to the last definition, it tells you the kinky hair of Negroes. All right, you see that? Wool. So wool written in the Bible and wool written in the past and within literature was always referring to the hair of so-called black people, who the world ignorantly calls black or Negroes or coloreds. All right, so with that, you know, I advise that you go and watch this video. As a matter of fact, you should be watching all the apostle elders and the elders videos out of the main camps in New York. But yeah, it's very edifying, and you know you should be already subscribed to it. But with that, I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, Wa Abad Babal. Shalom.